to episode 11 of Baseline to Baseline with Alister Albert. Of course, I am Alister Albert, your host, and today we're going to have with me Mr. Eustace Mann. Now, most of you internationally might not know this name if you don't follow the NBA, but if you do follow the NBA and really watch closely the Western Conference playoffs during last season, the name Mann, M-A-N-N, might ring a bell. There was a young man named Terance Mann who plays for the Los Angeles Clippers, guard forward who had an outstanding playoff performance and performances, plural, for the Los Angeles Clippers in their pursuit of reaching the NBA Finals, which fell a bit short, but you know, this guy played his heart out, and we're going to be actually talking to his dad and finding out a little more about Terance and himself and the family dynamic and what kind of led to him becoming an NBA draft pick and actually being in a position to perform as well as he has for the Los Angeles Clippers. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome you, Mr. Eustace Mann, for joining me. And, you know, I really appreciate you deciding to come on with me and have a little chat. And, you know, thank you very much for joining. You know, we'll just jump straight into the questions, and I hope we enjoy this little chat we're going to have. First thing, definitely, I wanted to just ask a question for people who might not know. What part of Saint Lucia are you from? I think that's one of the questions people tend to ask, you know, when they meet someone from Saint Lucia and they're not really too sure.
Well, I'm from Mondido, Boapatat.
Oh, you're from that area? Okay, my dad actually lives in that area now.
Okay.
Ah, cool. Mondito. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why I thought we were like from the Marsha area, but...
Oh, no,
Mondido. All right, cool. The first question, therefore, of course, we are talking to you, but also, of course, it's very much linked to your son, Terance, who's doing an amazing job in the NBA. And, you know, I think Saint Lucian's had a really good kick watching, you know, the season end with, you know, him in the playoffs and doing as well as he did. So tell us a little bit, how did Terance get into b-ball? Is it something that you pushed him into, or his mom? Because I know his mom is really heavily into basketball, or he chose it on his own. How did he start basketball?
I mean, he started basketball because his mother is a basketball coach.
Right.
So his mother was coaching downtown Brooklyn, LIU.
Okay.
So started off there being on the court with the girls, and, you know, the girls that she coached. We used to take him there all the time.
Right. And he just kind of fell in love with it organically because he was just around it all that time.
Yes.
All right, cool. And I realized, I think I read somewhere that you were really avid footballers, and I think you were trying to get him into football as well. How did that go?
Well, Terance is naturally talented.
Right.
So he plays football. We call it soccer. Okay, yeah. So, and he plays baseball also.
Oh, does he? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, you know, I play soccer. So he used to be in Prospect Park with me all the time.
Right.
With all my friends playing soccer every weekend. I used to take him to different tournaments. He played for his school. You know, growing up, Buffy and Martin, his brother.
Right.
So we had them in soccer, basketball, baseball. So, you know, but he's naturally talented. So he was good in both games.
Right.
Both soccer and basketball.
And that's one of the things I think not many people realize about Saint Lucian sportsmen. They usually are very good all-rounders. Most, or people who have Saint Lucian blood, I should say. I'll big up Saint Lucian in that sort of way. Most of the athletes I know who's kind of gone on to represent Saint Lucian in different sports or whatever, they are usually really good in other sports as well. So, you know, it's not surprising to hear he kind of picked up that sort of skill level himself, being an all-rounder and trying out all different things. But definitely it looks like basketball won, you know, in terms of him making his choices. And I suppose it's really important to let people know, as you know, as the season is about to start, we're still in the off season at the moment, and we don't want anyone to confuse Terance with another man who's been drafted into the NBA over the last couple of weeks. There's a young guy called Terance Mann who was drafted from Florida, the Florida Gators, and he's going to be playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So let's not confuse the two at all. I'm not sure if there's any relation. Are they related?
No,
anyway?
They're not. No, they're not.
Okay, cool, no problem. So that we got that distinction out of the way. So when did you guys realize, of course, you mentioned him being very talented, but when did you guys actually realize he was actually NBA good, you know, NBA ready, probably? At what point?
He started playing AAU basketball and high school basketball. When we knew he was, you know,
at that point.
Yeah, I know. I always used to tell him, "You're gonna be a star," you know.
Right, right. You used to put that
So yeah,
confidence into him.
I started from then.
Right, right. And then he went on to Florida State, and then he had, he
Yes.
finished off the full 4 years there, going up to his senior year and kind of developing along that way. Was there any point within his Florida State career that you it was just undeniable? He could play with the big boys. He's good enough to actually make it on the next level.
He could have always played from AU, like from AU. He was playing for the senior team, plus he was playing kids his age. So,
Right.
He developed from there, went to college.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of colleges was after him, but he himself chose Florida State. So nobody made that decision for him. He did his research and wanted to go.
Okay, I was just about to ask that, why you think he ended up choosing Florida State over? Because I think there was like Boston College, Indiana, West Virginia, some of the places that went after him.
But he did his research, and the his coach Young is been following him from probably like 12, 11 years.
Okay.
So, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to go change that program, which he did.
Right. Excellent. Very good. Yeah. So that worked out really well for him. And of course, coming into the college career, you are now in a position where you're going to be scouted and you're going to be getting ready for the NBA draft, which he was in and part of the 2019 draft, second round pick. What was it like for you guys as a family going through that whole draft process? Was it really hectic? Was it very exciting? Walk us through what that process was.
It was hectic. It was nerve-wracking. It was exciting. It's a lot of prayers. I prayed a lot.
Right.
I mean, it was just, sitting there, just waiting for your name to call.
Yeah.
Bad for your kid, and all I was doing was praying that night.
Right. And then when he got called, what was that? What was that feeling like?
When he got called, he got a phone call, and that's the first time he smiled for the night. When he got a call, and the minute, I know him very well, so the minute I saw him smile, I was like, yes, he's getting called now.
Right. Right. So that call comes in at what point? Is just before he's selected, or is it earlier than?
Yeah, well, your agent knows, so your agent called you and say, you come next, or your number is gonna be called, so get ready.
Right. And it was a matter of, you watch these drafts on TV and everyone looks so surprised that they're going to get chosen, but a lot of the time they're kind of probably, they know what's coming up, so it's a matter of trying to put on the surprise face for everyone on camera, sort of thing. Cool. That's really good. And coming into the draft, like, did you guys get any, and they do that quite a lot of the NCAA college analysts and also the NBA analysts, they do a lot of player comparisons. What were the comparisons like at that point? Who were they comparing him to?
There's so many guys like Green and the Warrior. A lot. Right.
Okay.
Like all around there. So there's a lot of players,
Right. No problem. Yeah, I could see that. I could see the Draymond Green comparison. It's probably not as big, or as we say back home in Saint Lucian, costo. He's not as costo as Draymond Green, but he has that all-round ability.
Yeah. Terance's strength is a lot of defense. He plays defense from day one,
Yep.
So
one of the things that I realized when I was doing the research on him in his college career, he was a really strong rebounder, and that requires a lot of defensive tenacity and knowing how to position your body and all that sort of thing. So you mentioning his strength was defense makes a lot of sense. And in the NBA right now, having that defensive capability on the wing or at the top of the key is really important. So, and he showed that big time during the NBA playoffs. So I totally agree in terms of what that was. Who would you say was the harsher coach? Of course, his mom is someone who coaches basketball, but you as a dad playing the sport as well, playing a sport, playing football. Who was his toughest coach in the household?
When you say in the household, like within basketball, or just like raising them?
Well, I suppose we could go both ways. In terms of basketball, we start with basketball first. Who was the tougher coach, or the one who was really on him quite a lot? Was it you or his mom?
Well, I was always there with him, like physical, like to throw the balls for him and everything.
Right.
His mother, after every game, he would call his mom and say, "Mom, this," or she would call him and say, "How was the game?" And he would tell her. But I was there, like with him, with the ball, throwing ball. Dad, can we go downstairs? Every second.
Nice.
Like every 10 minutes, we'd go outside, throw ball for him. We'd go have competition shooting, free throws and stuff like that,
And that built him up. Cool. Okay. So and who was the tougher parent just altogether then? Is it you or his mom in terms of discipline?
Both of us.
Right.
Yeah, both of us.
Right.
There was, we know how to deal with them. That's it.
Right. Of course. And coming from Saint Lucia, we strong on this. Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Cool. And it's one of the things, of course, the Olympics have just completed. We saw Team USA go on to win the gold medal again, and something. Is it something that you guys has ever? I know his NBA career has kind of just started. He's only his second year into the league, but is it something that he has ever thought about in terms of representing a country in the future or something? Would it naturally be if he has the opportunity to represent USA, or is it something that he would probably think about maybe representing Saint Lucia or somewhere like that? Is that something you guys have ever thought about?
Yes, because I think he was a little upset like this year. Like he mentioned to me, is that damn, I should have been on, he should have been called to go,
Right, yeah.
Like I said, you'll get your time will come.
Right.
So most likely, I think he'll get it done.
Yeah.
He's always mind to it, and he'll get it. He'll get there.
Yeah, I agree with that, because there was a lot of course, the team was kind of put together really quickly this year. But even the guys who played against them in practice, the USA select team, I thought maybe he would have been on that or something. But I figured maybe the playoffs ended really soon. He probably didn't have enough time or whatever. But I could see him being someone who would translate really well to the international game as well, because like you say, all-rounders are at a premium in the international game. And it's not just about shooting threes, which the NBA guys are just fanatical about. It's about being able to defend, be really strong and everything. And I think his game will translate really well to that. So Jerry Colangelo and Coach Popovich and all of them, they really need to watch out for him, because I think he'll do really good there as well. So there'll be no well, I suppose it all depends on if St. Lucia even had a team. But would he even consider playing for St. Lucia if there was a squad good enough where that's concerned?
We never really discussed that, but he loves St. Lucia. We've been down there. He went and watched the guys play one time.
Right.
I think that was 2019.
Okay. So just before he got drafted.
Yeah, practice with some of the guys. So I don't know, that's on him.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. So let's go in a little deeper dive. So we take us back to Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Utah Jazz. Your boy played awesome. 39 points, 7 of 10 3-pointers, 36 minutes and everything. Take us into that moment of seeing him. Like, what was your emotions throughout the games, from quarter to quarter, from half to half? How did that game unfold for you as his dad? That must have been so exciting.
Now, I'll tell you the truth. I wasn't watching the game.
Really?
I was with Martin, his brother, in a restaurant. Well, no, and his little brother. I have another son, Justice. Okay. Right. So the three of us was in a restaurant.
Right.
And when he did the first 3-pointer, we were like, oh yeah, like, we would get excited.
Yeah.
And so after we finished eating, we were going home, and I take a look at the game on my phone, and they were blowing them up, like they were down by 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Martin, they're gonna lose that game. Martin was like, that, come on now. It's just the path.
Mm-hmm.
So on my way to dropping him off at his grandfather to watch the game, Martin to his grandfather to watch the game, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go home and watch the game myself. Take my other son and go home. Yep. This guy called, and he's like, yo, where you? I say, I'm on the street driving. He said, yo, you're on the street and your son going off? I said, oh shit. I'm like, all right.
Right.
He said, he's like, you better go home now.
Yep.
And I dropped Martin off. I went home, and I when I walked in, it was over. I was just making noise all night.
I could imagine, as a dad, thinking about all of those mornings, every 10 minutes you're going down and shoot the ball with him and everything. It must have been like one of those prideful moments, your boy.
A lot of driving.
Yeah, save that team from being eliminated. Because I was watching the game. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning here in the UK, and as it was just unfolding, was like similar to you. I was like, don't tell me the Clippers are going to end up losing this game again. Because that curse, the Clipper curse, is there, and everybody wonders, what's going to happen with them. Will Paul George step up again, and everything? And then this unlikely hero just comes in and just blows everyone out of the water. And it was something, because you watched him and he was just playing within the flow of the game. He wasn't forcing any shots. He was, really good on defense and everything. And even before I even thought about contacting you for this interview, I was thinking, boy, his parents must be really, really happy for him and everything.
Yeah. We happy for him. Is we talk all. Terance and I talk like every day from. They have one day pass and we don't. My kids, on the whole, I speak to my kids every.
Excellent.
And if I don't get them, if I call, they would call back.
Right.
But that's on an everyday basis.
Excellent. And I think, remind me, was that game on Father's Day?
Yeah, it was on Father's Day or the day before Father's Day.
I think it was on Father's Day, because it was on the same night I reached out to you on Facebook. I actually sent you that message way back then, but I figured to myself it was probably a bit too soon, because you'll be celebrating, you'll be watching everything and all of that. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was just really crazy. So yeah, and I think it was said that was his career high in all the places that he's played, whether it be college or high school and everything. So that was like his moment, big time. Yeah.
That changed everything for him.
Right. And I hope, the thing about it is it's one of these things where you wonder what coaches do with that moving forward. Would Tyronn Lue, continue to give him that opportunity to develop and make mistakes and grow and kind of show his offensive capability, to just continue to grow and be a key rotation piece moving forward. So I hope, they just continue to move him along and develop him, so he continues to be aggressive in that sort of way. I know that's something I read somewhere where his mom is really big on him. Be aggressive, don't always just be the glue guy and pass the ball. You could shoot, do what you need to do.
And I fight over that all the time.
Right. Is he just like a naturally passive type of person, just really calm and chilled out?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that game, he wasn't having any of it. So I was really, really happy for him. And of course,
that's what I said. That's what we've been wanting from you all the time. If you don't want to hear us, that's what you have to do.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. Right. So I'm not sure how much you follow the just NBA news and everything during the off season, or if you follow it really deeply. But what have you noticed, or what do you think about all of the trades that have happened so far in the off season? So you have the Los Angeles Lakers, who've done some crazy upgrades to their team, to try to compete next year. And of course, being still in the same building with the Clippers, what do you guys think about, the Lakers, the Nets, Miami, and all these trades going around? I think, have Clippers done anything major? I think they re-signed Reggie Jackson, their point guard. I don't think they've made any other major moves just yet. But what do you think about what the landscape will be next year?
The landscape? Clippers is still a title contender.
Right. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right. Fair enough. No problem. Yep. And I think as someone who probably watched basketball from the older generations, Michael Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird, and all those kind of guys. What do you as a dad watching the game now and probably being aware of the game from previous years gone by, what do you think has been like the major difference that, you know, in terms of the evolution of the game to where it is right now, and how do you see it from your perspective now?
Well, what pissed me off is to call too many fouls. Back
Right.
in the days, the game was tough
Mm-hmm.
defense, you know, fight to win.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
every little thing is a foul, and that pissed me off most time on that. You know,
Yeah, I get you.
you know.
Mhm. And I'm sure you probably instilled in Terence that tough, you know, play
Yes,
tough mentality,
yeah,
and he's just not really allowed very much now, is it?
not really. No,
Yeah,
not like before.
yeah. And do you think Terence would have been someone who would have been able to play in any era that he played in? If he played in the time of Michael Jordan and all of that, do you think he would
Yeah,
have been able to hold his own?
yes,
Definitely.
any era, right?
Definitely. Excellent. Um, has he gone on to a little bit of a funny one now? Has Terence, since he's been drafted into the NBA, you know, and you say you speak with him every day, and let's think about things that you could actually share. Has he told you any like funny stories of his experiences being in the league? Like, you know, during his rookie season, they do a lot of rookie hazing and getting them to do a lot of tasks for the veterans and all that sort of stuff. Has he shared any stories like that make you laugh? Like, damn, this boy is experiencing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, like send him and do you know, like go to Popeyes, go to, you know,
Right,
make
right.
him make him carry the boxes of whatever they're gonna be doing, playing cards, whatever. You
Right.
know,
Mm,
a lot of little different stuff, you know.
right. Cool. So he's gone through the whole initiation
Yeah,
being a rookie.
yeah, to his rookie dues.
Yep. And
Yeah,
he's paid his rookie dues, and he's paying off for the team right now. You know, he's
right now,
shown
yeah.
that he's been able to ingratiate himself with the team by paying his dues in terms of
Yes.
respect to the veterans, but now also paying his dues on the court and
But
producing,
right,
you know.
that's why
So,
that's why this year he's not playing summer league.
right, exactly.
Right.
That's
That's
right.
one of the why he's not playing summer league right now, because
Mhm.
if he didn't put in hard work, he would be playing summer league this year.
Now, the funny thing about it is when during a couple of days ago, I was looking at the summer league highlights and just checking, you know, what's going on and everything. And I was checking the box scores, and I was on the Oklahoma City page, and I noticed T Man, and I had completely forgotten this new guy coming in, Trey Man. And I
Right.
looked at the thing, I was like, T Man, Oklahoma City Thunder, what's really going on here? Terrence shouldn't be playing in the summer league, one. And
Mhm.
what is he doing on Oklahoma City? So I went and
Right.
searched out what it was, and then I remembered, yeah, Trey Man was drafted to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you're right, it's you see a lot of these guys who, once they've had productive years, you know, they're exempt from playing in summer league because they've paid their dues, one, and of course because they've become a lot more valuable, the owners and the coaches are trying to preserve them in terms of getting injured and not playing in those leagues, you know, so they don't get hurt. So I think for a lot of people who might not be aware of what the whole process is for the NBA and drafting and the summer leagues and everything, if you were looking out for Terance Mann in the summer league, you know, you wouldn't have seen him because the boy played well and he had
Yeah.
no reason to be playing in the summer league. In terms of the team then, just linking back to the team, have you ever met Steve Ballmer, the owner?
Yes, I did.
What was it like meeting him?
We were in Hawaii
Oh wow, okay, nice.
and had a party, a dinner on the
Right,
beach.
right.
So
Was
we
it
had
at the
a
time he was being drafted or some another time?
no. That's when he got drafted.
Right. And what was
Before all before COVID, they usually have family trips, and you know,
nice?
um, in basketball, so they usually go like Hawaii, go different states, and you
Nice,
know, family allowed to come. So
nice. And what was it like meeting Steve? You could see him on screen quite a lot. He's very
yes,
energetic and very loud.
yeah,
What
is
was
yeah,
he like?
simple. You know, I was
Simple,
surprised. I mean, I was surprised for owner to just be simple and
really.
just so casual, and yeah,
Right. And
like surprised, like you know.
Now, when you say simple, it's just like the way he carries himself,
the way he carries himself, and you know, he talk to you. He make you feel welcome at home.
Right. And
You know,
that's really good, because I think a lot of the owners who have that mentality, they get a lot out of their players. People want to play for the organization because the coach,
right?
not the coaches, but the executive, the ownership, and everyone are welcoming and that sort of stuff. And you look at him on the sidelines when he's playing, and he's all jumping around and punching
Yeah.
people next to him and everything. So I thought he was like that maybe like all the time, but it seems like he's a lot more subdued when he's having parties and guests and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. And I suppose, like, of course, one of the main reasons why I reached out was the Saint Lucian connection. What are the sorts of things have you heard from back home in terms of, people praising Terance for, how well he's played, and what are the sorts of plaudits and commendations that you've been getting about how well he's been playing, and I suppose praises to you as well as his dad. What kind of things have come to you?
I mean, I get a lot of calls, texts, like just name it. Even when Terance, like last month, we went to a backyard in Brooklyn.
Right.
Always wanted to do that with him, like take him there, because I mean, all the guys from Brooklyn, all my friends know him. He grew up with them.
Right.
I just wanted to take him there, and they just stopped the music, and everybody just welcome him.
Right.
Right. I mean, photos. I get calls like all the time. I run into people that I don't even know that would just come to me and say,
Yeah, like me. You just write people messaging.
That's okay. You know what I'm saying? I know where I come from, so it doesn't
fade you.
Yeah, it doesn't fade me. No.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I noticed right now he's about to get ready, or I don't know if he's doing it already right now, but he's getting ready to run some camps. So I'll just give a little bit of a shout out to him doing that, a complete, I think he calls it the complete player camp for boys and girls from 8 to 18 in the New England, Boston area. August 23rd to the 25th at the Millswork facility in Westford, Massachusetts. So what can people who are looking forward to that camp expect from Terance in that regard?
Well, it's a lot of his like ex-coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Himself will be there, his brother. I will be there also, his little brother there. So I got a lot of calls, and friends texting me from Mass, from all over. Mm-hmm. They want to come, even from Brooklyn.
Nice.
So anybody that come in, it's gonna be exciting, nice. Especially first time.
Is it first time you said?
Yeah, that's the first time he's doing.
Okay, that's very good. And yeah, as something that all the guys do every summer, they try to give back to the community, and hold these camps to try to help people get better and all that sort of stuff. So when I saw him doing that, I was like, that's really cool. That's really good that he's doing that. Was he born in Brooklyn or Massachusetts?
No, he was born in Brooklyn.
He was born in Brooklyn. Okay, so what's the Massachusetts?
Well, he's like everybody else. His mother is a basketball coach, so wherever she get a job, that's where we go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we had to keep on moving from different places.
Okay. Okay.
Mass, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And one last question I think I'd ask you in terms of your involvement with Terance. It's been really good chatting with you. I won't keep you too very long, but I think it was an awesome chat. And one of the things that really shines through, like I said, is like your pride and your happiness for how good he's been. The development in his career, your involvement in just being there for him from really young to the point where he is right now, talking with him every day and everything. If there was a piece of advice you could leave for parents who are coaching kids who are kind of going through that transition, and they could see that skill level is elite enough to get them into professional sports and everything, what sort of advice would you give to parents?
You got to give them a full 100%, 100%. You got to be there at all times, because it takes a lot of time, and you have to be there, and you always all in your kid's head, like I always do. And if you see sometimes when Terance writes stuff, he'll say, be a leader, not a follower.
Right.
I feel that in his head day after.
Mm-hmm.
You lead, you don't follow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You do that and you support your kid 100%,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you'll be, you know, because I seen it happen. A lot of parents, including some of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to tell, yo, let's take your kid. No, they want to sit down by the side of the road and drink, eat,
Mm-hmm.
talk, you know, like they don't want to do that. But I was living in my car, literally have clothes, shoes. They used to tell me, yo, you live in your car? I had everything there because I know I'm always on the road. I'm on the road mostly every other weekend or every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Drive from 8 hours, 9 hours, Canada, go all over the country. I know America like this.
Back in your hand, yeah.
Basket, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Always there with them. And if I'm late, they call me, where you dad?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you got to be there 100%. If not, it ain't gonna happen.
Excellent.
And if you do that, I don't care. First of all, they gotta go for college. They might not be like Terance, they might not be, but at least they get a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
It could be second division, first division, second division, third division, but at least you don't have to pay college.
True.
That save you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to tell my friends and who, you know, people that have kids, I try to tell them, well, you know, you need to go to the AAU program, you need to do this. A lot of guys call me and ask me what should they do, and I lead them on. I give them the site to go on so that they could get the kid there, because a lot of people think basketball is just playing basketball on the street. There's street basketball, there is court basketball, there is, you know, if you don't have the IQ of basketball or in any sports you're playing, you ain't gonna get there. But you need to get the right coaches, the right facility, the right people behind you, especially the parents.
Right. I think that's a very strong point. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And what is it? I suppose just one of the final add-on questions. What is the journey like for your son Martin at the moment? Is he trying to go that same route as well?
Well, Martin and I always used to tell Martin, Terance, Martin gonna be so better than you, man. You don't know. Martin is like, Martin could play. Martin is a good basketballer, but he just blew his knee twice.
Oh no. Okay, right.
Yeah. Hold him back, and it's just, you know, right now he's in rehab and everything. Mm-hmm. But we always, parents are like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know? So we all do, you know?
Right.
But Mark is just, he blew his knee twice, so he still got stand a chance, but he's just in rehab right now.
I suppose the good thing is he's still young, because how old is Martin?
Yeah. Mine 22, he'll be 23 next 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. So, well, yeah, he's still quite young. Yeah. You know, you could still make it. It's just a matter of rehabbing and showing that he can get past it and get into some programs that could get him.
Again, it's on him now.
Yeah, definitely. Understood. Yeah. All right, well, Mr. Mann, I appreciate this spending some time with me here today. I won't take too much of your time because I know you just came in from work and you want to probably go relax a little bit. But thank you very much for having this little chat with me. And, you know, I look forward to seeing what Terance does next season. I'll be keenly looking out for him, and I'll probably get a Clippers jersey that I need to hang up because I want to represent him as someone from Saint Lucia as well. Yeah. So Clippers 14 jersey needs to come my way at some point. Right. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for that, and we shall talk really soon.